For those of us who are on the healing journey from relational trauma, it's important to recognize the reality that many of our attachment figures, caregivers, parents did not know how to apologize to us when they made a mistake. And there's a lot of different reasons why that might be, but it's just a reality, and it's something that we really come to as we're navigating the healing process. And so it's important to recognize how important an apology can be from a parent to a child. We've talked quite a bit in the previous posts about the reality that as children, and our parent says something to us, that could be the "I love you, but I don't like you" statement, or they could be saying, "You're a bad kid." Or "you're lazy," or "you're selfish," or it could be that they physically hurt us, right? They may have slapped us. I'm not going to go into detail about the physical abuse part, but the reality is that they did or they said things that harmed us, or they didn't do something. So they may have just left us alone in really critical moments. They may have left us alone when we were sobbing. They could have left us alone when we were in physical pain or when we were just tremendously hurt emotionally. And so this is the reality for many of us. And there was never an apology. There was never a recognition of what happened, what they did, what they didn't do. There was never an acknowledgement of that really happened, that we didn't imagine that. And there was never an apology that followed up with that for many of us. And so we talked about the reality that when a parent does these things as kids, our brain is not fully formed, okay? And so we really internalize these things, and again, this is where these negative beliefs form. I'm not loved. I'm a bad person. I'm permanently damaged. I did something wrong. I'm making my parent be like this. I'm causing my parent to be in pain. I'm causing my parent to hate me. I'm causing my parent to not be able to love me. And that's really, really significant. And again, those become internalized. They become part of our belief system and our structure, and the way that we think about who we are with ourselves and with the world around us. With all of that said, there is so much power in an apology from a parent to a child. And so what would this potentially look like? And this is important for us who are recovering or healing from relational trauma, because remember, for a lot of us, we are breaking that cycle of generational trauma, okay? And so we recognize what was done to us and what was harmful, and we recognize that those very things were done to our parents, and those very things were done to our grandparents. And so now we understand the why, and it's now our responsibility to change and break the cycle. Okay. And so it's important for us as we're healing from our own relational trauma to do things differently. And that means we have to learn as parents to apologize to our children when we do something wrong, period. Okay. Many of us grew up with honor thy mother and father. Okay. The parent is always wrong, the parent is always right, the child is always wrong. Children should be seen and not heard, okay? Just this power over dynamic. Many of us grew up with this. This is so incredibly common. It is still pervasive today. Children should act like little adults, okay? And so it is our responsibility. Nobody else is going to do this for us. It is our responsibility as parents to break this cycle in our own parenting techniques and our own ways of being with our children. That means we have to learn how to apologize. Okay, so what can this look like? We make a mistake, okay? Ranging from small to pretty significant to massive, okay? We make a mistake, we recognize that. For many of us, what immediately happens is we get buried under this cloud of shame, okay? We know we did something wrong, incredible shame about that. I will go into another post about the difference between shame and guilt, but what this really means is like, oh my gosh, I just did this. I'm an awful person. I'm a bad person. I'm an awful parent. I'm damaging my child. And we just go into this like shame spiral, okay? And so for many of us, that immediately will send us into this fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. And for some of us, we have this kind of learned way of being where we cannot apologize. We can't admit that we did that. It's almost like I have to hide that I did that. Okay, I have to hide that. But that's the very thing that prevented our parents from being able to apologize to us. Now we have the tools to be able to recognize that shame when it happens. Okay, this is a moment of suffering. This is a moment of shame. Applying some of the techniques that we talked about, the self-compassion is critical here in that moment. Oh my gosh, I just messed up with my kids. I'm feeling like such a bad person. This is a moment of suffering. Other parents struggle with this. I'm not alone in this. This is something other people feel. What do I need to do to be kind and nurturing to myself in this moment? So basically in this moment, we're reparenting ourselves, okay, which is what our parents needed, and they didn't know how to do that, okay? And we can understand that and have compassion for that. But we have the skills now, so we're applying this. So we apply this self-compassion in this moment. We can also just breathe, really big breath in for 4 counts, holding it, breathe out through our mouth, okay? Just really bring ourselves back into the body, maybe wiggle our toes, clench our fists, just get back into the physical body, orient ourselves to where we are. I'm a 42-year-old parent of 3. I'm not a child. I'm not a bad person. I made a mistake. I can correct this in this moment. It's really important for me to correct this right now in order to repair with my kid, okay, and not repeat the mistakes that happened in my parents and my parents' parents and et cetera, et cetera. So we pull back, okay? We go towards our child. We find our child wherever they are. They may have hidden from us. They may have run outside. They may have, I don't know, whatever they're doing. We go towards our child. We go towards them, okay? We find them. We physically find them. We approach them. We look at them in their eyes. We get down to their level. We might want to hold them gently. Buddy, I'm so sorry for what I just did. I'm so sorry for what I just said. I'm so incredibly sorry. I was wrong. This is an important statement. I was wrong here. I made a mistake when I hit you, when I said those things, when I left you alone when you were crying. We name it, okay? We own it as adults. That's our responsibility. We own it. I was wrong. We name the behavior. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can see that I hurt you. I love you so much. I'm so sorry, bud. Looking at them, being attuned with them in that moment. Remember that word attunement. We're with them in that moment. We're noticing their body language. They might be crying. They might be shaking. We say to them, it's okay to have these emotions right now. It's okay. It's safe to have these emotions with me right now. It's okay to be angry with me right now. I get it. I understand it. It's okay to want some space from me right now. What do you need from me, bud? What do you need from me? What do you need from me right now? Really listening to them, okay? Really listening to them, not getting defensive. That's critical here, not getting defensive. Staying with them, staying present, checking in with our bodies. This then can become a moment of connection, okay? And really listening to our kid. And if when we ask them, what do you need from me? If they say, Mom, I need you to not do this again. Or like, Mom, I need you to, whatever they say, we listen to them and we honor what they're saying to us. Okay, this is not about a power over dynamic here. That is not important. It's not about being right here. It is about correcting our mistakes, admitting when we've done something wrong, and making sure that our kid very clearly understands it has nothing to do with them. They are not bad. They are not wrong. They did not cause us to be this way, period. That's it, okay? That is what this can look like here. It requires a degree of attunement, a degree of presence, of clarity, of really being in that self energy, which will be another post that we talk about. So this is how this can look like in a child and an adolescent in that parent-child relationship. Okay, this is how this looks. I'm gonna do another post about how this can look with parents who have adult children, because this is critically important too. It is never too late to apologize, even for something that happened 20 years ago. It can absolutely be critical for somebody's healing process. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you got something out of this. Thank you for being willing to come on here to be curious and to learn.